All right, so are you ready to, like, really get into City of Lost Souls today?
Let's do it.
We're going to be looking at this excerpt
Okay.
where it's just total chaos for Clary.
Right.
Jace has, like, disappeared again.
Yeah.
Sebastian, her brother, is back and causing, like, all this mayhem.
Mm-hmm.
And the Clave is just, like, not really focused on finding Jace, right?
Well, you know what's interesting to me is
Yeah.
how this part of the story shows just how messed up the Clave can be.
Okay.
Like, on the surface, they seem all powerful and in control.
Mm-hmm.
But here you see them getting totally thrown by Sebastian.
Yeah.
They see him as, like, this worldwide threat.
Uh-huh.
But when it comes to Jace, they basically say, oh, that's Clary's problem.
It's like they're saying, you just got him back from, like, death. Don't bother us with this.
And this is a huge theme that runs through, like, all the Shadowhunter books.
Right.
The Clave's always got to think about the big picture, protecting all Shadowhunters. And sometimes that means,
Yeah.
tough choices. Even if that means letting someone like Jace fall through the cracks.
But doesn't it feel, I don't know, a little bit cold?
Right.
Especially, I mean, Clary she went through so much.
Yeah.
To bring him back the first time.
Totally. I mean, the Clave's being super logical, but Clary's an emotional wreck.
And
you can totally feel her frustration. Like, she realizes she can't count on them.
Right. And so then she's like, okay, well, the Seelie Queen it is.
And this is a huge risk.
I mean, come on.
The Seelie Queen is
The worst.
not exactly known for being, like, trustworthy.
No.
But it shows how desperate Clary is.
Yeah.
And how much she loves Jace. She's willing to cross any line, break the law, do whatever it takes to find him. And then the Queen's like, okay, but you got to steal some rings for me.
From the Institute.
From the Institute.
Like, what could be so important about this?
Right.
Why would the Queen risk pissing off the Clave like that?
So we don't know about the rings yet.
Okay.
But the fact that they belong to, like, someone really powerful.
Yeah.
Powerful enough that even the Seelie Queen's scared.
Yeah.
That tells us they're a big deal.
Okay.
And this deal, it really puts Clary in a tough spot, morally,
Yeah.
She's got to choose between being loyal and saving the guy she loves.
Yeah, so it's like the Clave won't help her.
Yeah.
And then the Seelie Queen's like, sure, but you got to, like, risk your life.
It's a classic no-win situation.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder about how much free will Clary really has, right? Is she making her own choices?
Right.
Or is she always going to be controlled by other people?
It's like she can't catch a break.
Right.
Meanwhile, Magnus and Alec, they're trying to, like, solve this Jace mystery their own way.
Yeah.
And they are not on the same page.
Right. And this really gets at their personalities.
Right.
So Magnus, he's the warlock.
Huh.
He's been around forever.
Yeah.
So he just dives right into ancient magic.
Oh, wow.
Hoping to find something, some clue about Jace.
Okay.
He's all about his knowledge and experience.
Okay.
But then you have Alec.
Yeah.
And what does he do?
Go straight to Camille.
Goes straight to Camille.
Magnus's ex.
Talk about awkward.
Yeah.
And she's a vampire, right?
Yeah.
So Alec's being way more personal here, maybe even a little impulsive,
Yeah.
but he loves Magnus.
Right.
And he cares about Jace, but he's also, like, kind of inexperienced and maybe a little jealous.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And then there's Simon.
Oh, say.
Poor Simon.
Yeah.
He's having, like, his own drama to deal with.
Yeah, he's really got this split in his life now.
Right.
Vampire versus human.
Yeah.
And it's not pretty.
No.
In this part, you see him trying to be a daylighter. Yeah.
He can walk in the sun,
Yeah.
but he's still got this vampire side
Right.
that he's trying to hide.
And his mom finds out.
Oh, yeah, that does not go well.
Yeah.
And then there's the mark of Cain on top of everything.
Right.
That's a heavy burden to carry.
Uh-huh.
It's like a symbol, right?
Yeah.
It protects him, but it also makes him a target.
Oh, that's a good point.
And it makes you think, like, what's Simon's destiny?
Yeah.
Is he in control?
Mm.
Or is he just, like, playing out some ancient prophecy?
And then Sebastian shows up.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse.
Seriously. He's back.
And not just back.
No.
He's, like, totally healed.
Uh-huh.
And scarier than ever.
Yeah.
And who's with him?
Jace.
Jace.
It's like, how is this even possible?
Well, this changes everything, right? It's
Yeah.
like any hope that Sebastian was gone for good, that's gone. And Clary's totally devastated.
It's heartbreaking. She's relieved that Jace is alive, but...
He's with Sebastian.
What's going on?
Is he possessed?
Yeah.
Is Sebastian controlling him? Or has Jace, like, actually joined him?
We don't know.
And you see Clary trying to figure it out.
And she doesn't give up.
Yeah.
Even with all this happening, it shows how strong she is. She doesn't just, like, crumble.
So she's dealing with all that.
Yeah.
But Maya, she's not just sitting around.
Yeah.
This werewolf from Luke's pack.
Right.
She goes straight to the Praetor Lupus.
Which is a smart move.
This guy, Wolsey Scott, he's a big deal, right?
Oh, yeah. He's the leader of the Wolf Guard.
Yeah.
Basically, he's like the top dog for werewolves.
Wow.
And Maya going to him, it shows how downworlders are starting to unite.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, they see that Sebastian's a threat to all of them.
Not just shadow hunters.
Exactly.
So they're like, we got to work together.
Yeah.
I think that's really interesting.
It is. It's like the power dynamic is shifting.
How so?
Well, downworlders, they've always been kind of like pushed aside
Right.
by the Clanway.
Yeah.
But now they're starting to realize they have power too.
Okay.
They can make their own alliances.
So they're like, we don't need the Clanvay to protect us.
Right. They're starting to stand up for themselves.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So Maya's going to the werewolves,
Mm-hmm.
but Jocelyn, Clary's mom, she has another idea.
And it's a bit of a long shot.
What's that?
The Iron Sisters,
Oh, wow.
they're like super secretive,
Yeah.
experts in weapons and runes.
Like the last resort.
Exactly.
And then Clary, she comes up with this like crazy plan.
Oh, yeah. She's not one to just sit around.
No. She decides to follow Jace and Sebastian.
Into a dimensional pocket.
Oh, why?
It's like this hidden space.
Oh,
A fold in reality.
super dangerous.
Oh, incredibly dangerous.
But it's the only way to get to Jace.
Right.
And she's using fairy rings to communicate.
And track her location.
But Simon, he's totally against it.
Yeah, he's like, are you crazy?
Yeah.
He doesn't want her to go alone.
It's really sweet.
It is. It shows how much he cares about her.
But there's also like this tension between them.
Definitely.
Like maybe something more than friendship.
It's complicated.
So this whole dimensional pocket thing, it's a turning point.
Oh, yeah. It's where everything changes.
Oh, it happens.
Well, Clary, she finds out what Sebastian's really up to.
It's bad.
It's really bad. He's
Mhm.
planning to resurrect Lilith,
Lilith.
the mother of all warlocks.
Like the ultimate evil
Pretty much.
at a place called the Seventh Sacred Site.
It's like an apocalypse waiting to happen.
Wow. So it's not just about saving Jace anymore.
Right.
It's about saving the whole world.
Exactly.
And Clary, she's the only one who can stop it.
And she's trapped.
With Sebastian.
Surrounded by his followers.
And her ring, the one she uses to talk to Simon, it's gone.
So she's totally cut off.
This is like the worst nightmare.
Yeah.
So what happens next?
Well, we're going to have to, like, wait for the next part to find out.
Oh, man.
But trust me, it's intense.
Okay, I'm pretty for it.
You know, it's crazy how Clary's stuck in this impossible situation.
Yeah.
I mean, she's trying to save Jace,
Right.
but she's also, like, got the weight of the whole world on her shoulders.
If she doesn't stop Sebastian,
Right.
it's not just Shadowhunters who are going to suffer.
Exactly.
Downworlders, too.
It could be the end for, like, a whole species.
Yeah, and we've got this ticking clock.
Lilith.
Lilith, right?
She's the big threat.
And Clary's trapped.
Alone.
Yeah, no contact with Simon or anyone.
It's like, how do you even come back from that?
Right. So what does she do?
Well, this is where you see how smart Clary is.
Okay.
And how tough she is.
Hmm.
I mean, she's totally isolated.
Yeah.
But she doesn't just, like, give up.
So she's still trying to figure out what Sebastian's doing.
Exactly.
But she can't just, ask him.
Right. She's surrounded by his followers.
Yeah.
They all think she's on their side.
So how does she get information?
She gets sneaky.
Okay.
She listens.
Uh-huh.
She watches.
Mm-hmm.
And she uses, like, what they think of her.
What do you mean?
They think she's this, like, weak little girl.
Oh,
So she plays that up.
that's kind of brilliant.
It is. She manipulates them
Wow.
to get what she needs.
So she's pretending to be on their side.
Yeah.
But secretly, she's working against them.
Yeah.
That is risky.
Super risky.
Yeah.
If they find out,
It's over.
game over.
But she's got no other choice, sir.
Right. It's like fight fire with fire.
And meanwhile, back in the normal world,
Right.
Magnus he's doing what Magnus does.
Growing big.
Oh, yeah, he summons Azazel,
Azazel.
this greater demon.
The forger of weapons?
Doesn't sound like someone you want to mess with.
No.
So why is Magnus doing this?
He's desperate.
To save Jace.
He's tried everything else.
But a demon.
It's a last resort.
And demons don't do things for free, right?
Oh, no. Azazel, he wants something in return.
What's that?
Freedom.
He wants out.
Out of, like, demon prison.
And in exchange?
He'll sever the connection between Jace and Sebastian.
So Jace will be free.
But at what cost?
They're going to unleash a greater demon on the world.
It's a tough choice.
It's like a classic deal with the devil.
Right. Do you sacrifice one person?
To save everyone else?
Or risk, like, total destruction?
There's no good answer.
And that's what makes this part of the story so interesting.
Right.
These characters, they're constantly faced with impossible choices.
And every choice has consequences.
Exactly. So while all this is going down, Simon's having his own, like, spiritual crisis.
Oh, right. He couldn't follow Clare.
No.
So he's stuck in New York.
And he ends up meeting the angel Raziel.
Wait.
The one who, like, created the mortal instruments.
Simon, a vampire,
Yeah.
meets an angel.
That's a pretty intense scene.
How does that even happen?
Well, remember the Mark of Cain?
Oh, right.
That's like a beacon to angels.
Seriously?
Yeah, it represents this ancient power.
Okay.
This battle between good and evil.
And Raziel, he's not happy to see Simon, is he?
At first, no. He's, like, furious.
The vampire with the Mark of Cain.
Like, blasphemy.
Yeah.
But eventually, he calms down.
And spares Simon?
He sees the power in the mark.
It's like destiny or something.
Right.
It's wild.
It is. But this scene, it's about more than just Simon.
What do you mean?
It shows how connected everything is.
Okay.
Shadowhunters and downworlders, angels and demons.
It's all part of the same story.
Exactly. And it makes you think, like, maybe one day these different groups can actually find common ground.
That'd be awesome. So Simon's having his angelic encounter.
Yeah.
What about everyone else?
Well, we see Magnus, like, really struggling.
With the breakup.
He's heartbroken.
Yeah.
And he feels betrayed by Alec.
And Isabel.
She's realizing her feelings for Simon are pretty intense.
So more than just friends.
But it's complicated, right?
Oh, yeah.
She's also dealing with all the family drama.
Right. Her dad.
It's a lot to handle.
And Jocelyn and Luke.
They're finally back together.
But it's not all sunshine and roses, is it?
Yeah.
They're both carrying a lot of baggage.
From the past.
Yeah.
And with Sebastian still out there?
There's always that fear.
That it could all be taken away.
Yeah, so it's like, even in this world,
with magic and demons and stuff.
the characters still have to deal with real-life problems.
Right, and it's these moments that make them feel so, so real.
That's why we love these books so much.
Exactly.
Okay, so back to the main story.
Seventh sacred site.
Showdown time.
Sebastian's ready to bring Lilith back.
And Clary and her allies are going to try to stop him.
It's the ultimate battle.
Good versus evil.
And everyone's fighting for something.
Their lives.
Their loved ones.
The fate of the world.
And in the middle of all this chaos,
Clary has to make a choice.
Sebastian, he's not who she thought he was.
He's not going to change.
He's pure evil.
And Jace is still with him.
So she can't save both of them.
Right.
She has to choose one.
And either way, the consequences are going to be huge.
So what does she do?
She makes the most difficult decision of her life.
She kills Sebastian.
With Glorious, the angel sword.
It's a moment of victory, but it's also really sad.
Jace, he's free from Sebastian's control.
But he's been burned by heavenly fire.
We don't know if he'll be okay.
And Clary, she just killed her brother.
It's a lot to process.
So we're left with all these questions.
Will Jace recover?
What will the world be like now that Sebastian's gone?
What about Clary?
How will she deal with everything that's happened?
We're going to have to wait for the next book to find out.
Okay, so the dust is settling, Sebastian's gone, but, like, everything feels kind of broken, right?
It is. It's like everyone's just trying to catch their breath.
Yeah, Jace is alive, which is amazing.
It is. But he's got those burns from the heavenly fire.
And those are serious.
And the Silent Brothers. They've taken him to the Silent City.
Yeah, which, I mean, they're not exactly known for being, like, the nicest guys.
Right.
It's not like Jace is going to get a lot of TLC there.
Yeah, it feels like they're more interested in, like, interrogating him than actually helping him.
Well, they're freaked out.
Yeah.
They want to know how much Sebastian messed with his head.
Right.
Make sure he's not still, like, connected to him somehow.
But Clary's not going to just let them keep Jace locked up.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
She's going to fight for him.
She's going to break down those Silent City doors if she has to.
Yeah, she's not giving up on him.
That's Clary, loyal to the end.
But while Clary's dealing with that, Alec's got his own problems.
Oh, yeah, he's not doing well.
I mean, his heart is broken.
And he's pissed.
Yeah, blaming Camille for everything.
He wants revenge.
Yeah, but Camille, she's a vampire.
Right.
A really old, powerful one.
And Alec, he's young. He's letting his anger control him.
I mean, he's used to fighting demons.
Right.
Not heartbreak.
This is a different kind of battle for him.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
It is. He's got to figure out how to deal with these emotions.
Otherwise, he's going to end up making some bad choices.
Exactly.
And then there's Simon.
Back in New York.
Still trying to figure out what his life is supposed to be now.
Yeah, he's got a lot on his plate.
His feelings for Isabel.
Right.
The whole Mark of Cain thing.
That meeting with Raziel really shook him up.
Yeah, like he was chosen for something.
But what?
He doesn't know.
And that's a heavy burden to carry.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to figure it out.
I hope so.
He's got Isabel to help him.
She's pretty awesome.
She is strong, independent.
But she's also hurting.
Yeah, her family, they're a mess.
All those secrets.
It's like even in a world with magic and demons, you can't escape family drama.
And Jocelyn and Luke, they're back together. But they're both dealing with, like, a lot of trauma.
Yeah, the past always has a way of catching up with you.
So yeah, Sebastian's gone, but the fight's not over.
Not even close.
Everyone's got their own battles to fight.
Their own demons to face.
But there's hope, right?
Always.
Jace can heal.
Mm-hmm. The Shadowhunter world can rebuild.
And our characters, they're strong.
They've been through so much.
They'll find a way.
They always do.
It's been, well, quite the deep dive.
That's for sure.
City of Lost Souls just throws you right into the action.
Yeah, and it keeps you on the edge of your seat.
Love, loss, betrayal, sacrifice, it's all there.
And in the end, hope.
It's a reminder that even when things are at their worst, there's always something worth fighting for.
Exactly.
So thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the Shadowhunter world.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll be back soon with another exciting excerpt to dissect and discuss. Until then, keep those steezels sharp and stay safe out there.